Hi everybody, it's John back again with a final reveal of difference. This is the entry that I did for the D-Day buddy build that Martin Lamont did in America to commemorate the D-Day landings and Operation Overlord's commemorative. I think it's 75 years, isn't it? June the 6th, 1944. Yeah, 75 years. For this task, I actually produced a hybrid of kits. I was at the time doing a comparison build between the Hasegawa Willys Jeep trailer and 37mm anti-tank gun set, and also the British Airborne Willys Jeep trailer and the 75mm howitzer anti-tank gun set. And I wanted to do a comparison build for these two kits just to show the major differences between a modern release, even though it was based on the original Heller kit of the Willys Jeep and trailer. But it was, I mean, the actual 75mm gun is actually a modern release from Hornby Productions Airfix kits, and the old 1970s release mini box series Hasegawa Willys Jeep. And we'll do that when I do the comparison final reveal in a minute. But the figures that came with the Hasegawa set I actually utilised with the Airfix set to produce the figures for this diorama, and it's married to an Airfix Churchill Mark 7, and also I'm sorry Martin, but I've got to have to own up to this. I actually cheated with a diorama build because I was running out of time very quickly, and my holiday was looming very quickly, and I had to get a diorama which I actually purchased on eBay. And it's just a street road scene with grass verges either side, mud and grass verges either side. And it actually sort of produces quite a nice diorama base. But the thing is, I wanted to bring the community's attention to these diorama bases because they're produced by Coastal Models Limited, and they're quite easily available on eBay and other purchase sites on the internet. And they're not expensive. I mean, I think I paid about £3 for this base, and it's actually quite nice, isn't it? You can see it's quite nice. The Churchill tank itself, the Airfix Churchill tank, I did a final reveal on this particular kit, but it was built for the buddy build. It was purchased, well, it wasn't purchased, but I selected it from a stash for the buddy build, and yeah, we did all the introductions and everything else and showed the kit unbuilt before the start of the buddy build was produced. And this kit, it's not a bad model actually. The Mark 7 Airfix Churchill tank, yeah, it might be old. It's one of the first armour kits released by Airfix, believe it or not. It's also one of the kits in their armour kit ranges which has the most number of parts. It's well over 100 parts in total. The kit itself has a movable turret, which you can see here, and it has an elevating gun, which you can see here as well. Just turn the turret around the other way so you can see how the gun elevates. There we go, it goes up and down, it's got quite good gun elevation. There's also a nice little machine gun, I think it's a Besser machine gun in the front of the Churchill tank. And a lot of people don't realise something about the Churchill Mark 7 is that it actually had, from the front, better armour than the Tiger Mark 1. It was only an inch more, but no, sorry, it was only a millimetre more armour, but it was more heavily armoured from the front than a Tiger tank. And they were quite a shock for the German forces trying to knock these tanks out. Most Churchills were actually knocked out, as with most tanks in World War II, by anti-tank guns. The Airfix Airborne Willys Jeep set is really tasty, and I'll go more into detail about this particular kit in the final reveal for the comparison build that I've done. But I just wanted to bring this diorama, I just wanted to explain a little bit about how I came about this diorama and how I wanted to promote these Coastal Models diorama bases. They do a variety of bases from aircraft carrier deck plan forms to this style of bases. You can also get airfield and tarmac bases, but they also do a range of bases which are designed specifically for fast jets, and these you basically mount them on a stand from the base, and the view of the ground below the aircraft is quite severely blurred. so that it gives the impression that the aircraft is flying at high speed. And I just wanted to bring these bases to your attention because they're quite, as I said, they're quite inexpensive, and they're very easy to get hold of, and they're actually quite good. They're quite handy for just for display purposes. Yeah, I quite like these. I was quite impressed with this when I got it through the post. Very good. One of the things I also wanted to show was I'm not really a great diorama builder. I have sort of had my hand in a few diorama builds when I was in my ATC days, when I was a CI teaching aircraft recognition and modelling to the cadets, and there were a number of dioramas built for that through that organisation. But I didn't actually do a diorama all by myself, and I've still yet to do one, but I am going to do one for the other kit that I intended for the diorama, D-Day diorama build, and that's HMS Belfast. And she's coming along as well, and when that kit's built you'll see the diorama and the actual finished result of that as well. Very nice kit, the Belfast. But one of the things I've sort of wanted to play around with a little bit with this particular kit is the Churchill tank and the Willys Jeep have got some sort of mud effects. And I just brush painted these with matte brown, matte 29 Humbrol coat, and also touched in some of those side panels there. Well, they're not, they're spare tracks, aren't they? And just to show that the kit and the tracks also, just to show a bit of weathering effect on the tank itself. And I just wanted to I didn't want to go heavy over the top with it because the tank's basically just come off the beach onto like the first road it's encountered. And I liked the effect I got with it. It wasn't too drastic and too dramatic. I just wanted a little light dusting of mud on some of the bogey wheels there and the sides of the pannier, and I think it's come out quite nice. If I can just pull this camera down a little tiny bit, I don't want to go too far down because I want you guys, whoops, God, this stand is a nightmare. I want you guys just to have a look at this kit from a different angle if I can. It's not looking like I can. I'm going to try and get it in. try my best to get it in. There we go. And I'll just bring that in a little bit more so you can get an idea of what it's like. There we go. That gives you an idea of what it's like side views on. Let's take that box out of the way because let's just get in. There we go. And basically it's just a scene of a Churchill tank coming off the beach, up the first main road off the beach, and there's a Jeep airborne set with an anti-tank gun, and I sort of wanted to call this "We've Got Your Back Covered, Churchill." And yeah, they did a really good job actually, the airborne division and some of the anti-tank units that were equipping the US and the British Armed Forces off the beaches. They did a cracking job, just keeping the main roads open for the armour and the trucks and everything else to come off the beach and start supplying the spearhead front line on its way through to Caen and the Falaise Gap. And I just wanted to reenact that a little bit, not too complicated a diorama, and I think it worked out quite well. So that's the final reveal for my D-Day diorama. Churchill, we've got your back. That's the name of it. And Bill, I hope there's plenty of men there to... I know how Panzerman's bunker likes seeing guys sat there and accommodating seats, and there's plenty of guys hanging around here. It's actually quite an action-filled diorama, even though it's quite small, with guys just sitting around. I wanted to try and incorporate a pack of cards somewhere, or even a game of poker or something on top of that Jeep canvas top, but I just didn't have the time. It would have been nice to have incorporated that and put some sort of relaxed scene going on in the background. And the guy who's actually stood up against the gun's wheel there, he's actually waving to the Churchill's driver and waving him on, which is great. So yeah, that's the final reveal, D-Day diorama. Hope this video has been of some use. And sorry about cheating with the diorama base there, lads, but I just ran out of time, and I just wanted to get this one finished in time. So many of the buddy builds that I'd done last year, they just didn't get finished in time, and I was really upset with myself over that, but I wanted to get this one done before I went on my holiday. which incidentally I had a fantastic time, and thanks for all the goodwills and all the wish me well comments from the last video I did before I went away. So thanks for that, lads. Hope all your modelling projects are going smooth, and I hope you have good fun. See you again. Bye bye.